In this breathwork class, I'm going to go over practice that works on what's called in Sanskrit Kumbhakas, which are the pauses between the inhale and the exhale and the exhale and the inhale. So as we're breathing, especially if we're breathing in a relaxed way, there's a natural pause between the breath if we just are really focused and relaxed on our breath. And the Kumbhaka practice, the breathwork practice, we're going to be holding the breath after the inhale and after the exhale. And we're just going to be alternating between those different holds. So I am going to be sitting on a block on the ground. You want to find a nice, comfortable seated posture. And I know I say this in every breathwork video I do, but it's really important to just have a nice arch in your lumbar spine. So you're not sitting rounded, whether you're on a chair or sitting on a block on the ground or cushion on the ground, whatever, just make sure you have a nice arch in your spine, so that you have a nice natural shape there, so your belly can move when you're breathing in and your chest can move as well. So yeah, let's get started. So find yourself in that comfortable seat. And getting nice and tall, really trying to root down through your sits bones, whether you're on the chair or on the ground, and really pull up through the back of your head so your spine is growing nice and tall. Shoulders are back and down. Place your hands wherever you like, on your knees or in your lap, just whatever's comfortable here. The main focus we want to have is a nice, tall, natural curve in our spine. And just check in, just land here in this practice. Breath work is really, well, especially this type of breath work is really about just centering and relaxing and being present and just de-stressing, reducing stress. So try to take a moment to just land here in this practice. Let go of anything else that might be swirling around in your mind or on your calendar today. So let's just start cultivating a nice, even breath. And with any breathwork practice, you want it to be steady and comfortable and calm, so you're not overdoing it. You're not trying to breathe or hold your breath for longer than it feels comfortable in your body. So just do this in a way that feels fair and achievable for you. So starting off with just a nice, even breath, and really try to smooth out the edges of your breath so it's not stuttering, and just try to really make it smooth and even. As you're inhaling, really extending the abdomen out and the chest out. And as you're exhaling, just do a light engagement of the belly. Keep going at your own pace there. Just nice, even inhale and exhale. Just take note of the count of your inhale and exhale. I'm going to start talking about the bandhas as well, which are locks, which really come into play in this breathwork practice, this type of breath work. So at the pelvic floor is what's called mula bandha, and it's an engagement of the muscles. And so at the pelvic floor, there's a muscle between our genitals and our anus, and the whole pelvic floor muscles there. And you want to do a light engagement there. And it really helps to create stability in the spine. And it's important, especially as we're holding the air out in these Kumbhakas. So see if you can just lightly engage that mula bandha, the pelvic floor, especially on the exhale, but maybe keep a light engagement on the inhale too. For now, just see if you can get in touch with those muscles. And the second engagement I want to talk about, the second bandha, the second lock, is Uddiyana Bandha, which is here in the abdomen. So it's basically the core, but right around the diaphragm. So as you breathe out, and especially as we're holding the breath out, just you can do a light engagement of the stomach as you breathe out, but when we're holding, we're really going to try to hold that engagement. So on your exhale, just see if you can just notice, especially with the natural pause at the end of the exhale, what it feels like to engage the pelvic floor and engage the stomach. And then let those go as you inhale. And throughout this practice, I'm going to be reminding you to do those engagements, but especially with the pelvic floor, it's great to just keep that going, a light engagement throughout the whole practice, if that works in your body. So we're going to start to emphasize the Kumbhaka after we breathe in. So keep the same pace with the breath that you're already doing, and then just do a hold after the inhale. And you want to do a hold in such a way that it's not so long as you feel like you have to sort of, really force the air out when you start exhaling again. So just hold it long enough so that there's no tension, there's no discomfort in the body. So just try and just play with the hold, see how long works for you. So we're just holding after the inhale here. And play with it. Try for 4 seconds hold, try for 6-second hold. Just see how long just feels comfortable. And again, just make this achievable. It shouldn't be something where you're gasping for breath or creating tension in your jaw or your face as you're doing this. So go ahead and come back to an even breath, no hold, even inhale and exhale, just noticing the natural pauses between the breath. And on this next exhale, we're going to hold. So hold all the air out and really work on engaging the pelvic floor and work on engaging the core bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, as you're holding out. And again, you don't want to be gasping for air as you start to breathe in. So just do it as long as it feels comfortable and play around with that length. Trying to keep your face relaxed as you're holding the breath out, just engaging this belly area, engaging the pelvic floor, sitting nice and tall. And nice smooth inhale after that. Making sure it all feels achievable. You're staying relaxed. So coming back to an easy breath, we're going to do that one more time where we're holding after the inhale. And I want you to see if you can notice the difference in the way you feel after the inhale hold versus the exhale hold. So again, we're just going to go back to the first version of this. So breathe in, hold for as long as is comfortable, and then exhale, and then nice natural inhale and hold again. So just meditating on that feeling during the hold after the inhale. And one more of those. Coming back to an even breath, easy breath, deep breath. And after this next exhale, we're going to hold out. Again, engaging Uddiyana Bandha, the core, engaging Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, on the exhale, or on the exhale, hold. And notice how you feel during this exhale. Notice if you can see any difference between holding on the exhale versus holding on the inhale. Try to keep your face relaxed. Everything's relaxed except for the engagement of the core and the pelvic floor on this hold. Making sure that as you breathe back in after the hold, that you're able to do it in a relaxed way. If you're gasping for air, then you're holding for too long. So now we're just going to do a couple more rounds, and from here we're going to hold after the exhale and the inhale. Again, on the exhale hold, see if you can engage the pelvic floor and the core. Whatever count you're doing is fine. Just listen to your body. And notice if you are having any tension as you do this, try to keep it relaxed. Just one more round. And hold after your exhale. And at the end of that exhale hold, come back to an easy breath. So just take a moment to notice what that made you feel like. Notice how you're feeling now after that practice. Just do a quick body scan. Excuse me. See if you can be present in your whole body. And again, just sitting nice and tall, just feeling your spine growing longer, your sits bones rooting into the ground. Trying to let go of any tension in your face or your jaw, your shoulders. And when you're ready, blinking your eyes open. So again, as with these other breathwork practices, that one's a little bit more difficult than the other breathwork practices I've introduced, but it's a great one to play around with if you're really wanting to learn breathwork and yoga. So just play around with it on your own, or just play around with just the feeling of what it feels like to hold after the exhale, or what it feels like to hold after the inhale, or to do both. And just play around with those numbers. You know, I think you'll find the more you practice, the easier it is for you to hold your breath. and to not be in some state of tension or discomfort when you start breathing again. So the more you do this, the easier it gets, the more the muscles get stretched out. And it's just really, really good for us to do these breathwork practices. It's really great for stress. It's great for oxygenating the body. It's wonderful stuff. So anyway, I hope that left you in a good space, and I will see you in the next lesson. Namaste.